core inflation moderated.
The Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, has retained the monetary policy rate, MPR, at 26.5%, maintaining its cautious monetary policy stand following the conclusion of the 306th meeting of the Monetary Policy Committee, MPC, held in Abuja. Following the communique signed by CBN Governor Olayemi Cardoso, stated that all 11 members of the committee unanimously agreed to keep the benchmark interest rate unchanged while continuing to monitor global and domestic economic developments. In addition to retaining the MPR at 26.5%, the committee also maintained the standing facilities corridor at plus 50 by minus 450 basis points around the MPR. It further retained the cash reserve requirement, CRR, at 45.0% for deposit money banks and 16.0% for merchant banks and 75% for non-TCA public sector deposits. According to the MPC, the decision followed a careful assessment of inflation trends, global uncertainties, and the need to safeguard macroeconomic stability amid renewed geopolitical tensions in the Middle East. The committee observed that Nigeria's headline inflation eased slightly to 15.91% in June 2026 from 15.93% in May, marking the third consecutive monthly decline. However, food inflation rose to 17.52% from 16.96%, largely due to supply constraints, while core inflation moderated to 15.92% from 16.82%. The CBN also reported that real gross domestic product (GDP) grew by 3.89% in the first quarter of 2026, driven mainly by the non-oil sector, while the country's gross external reserves increased to $52.52 billion as of July 17, 2026, enough to finance approximately 11 months of imports. The MPC welcomed the progress recorded in the banking sector recapitalization program and commended ongoing reforms aimed at strengthening macroeconomic fundamentals. It also highlighted the importance of improved coordination between fiscal and monetary authorities, encouraging the federal government to sustain reforms, boost crude oil production, and maximize earnings from other sectors such as solid minerals. The committee further acknowledged that recent gains in economic resilience have helped cushion the impact of external shocks, and looking ahead, the MPC projected that economic growth would remain resilient in 2026, supported by increased crude oil production, strong business activities, and continued policy reforms. While inflation is expected to moderate further in the medium term due to exchange rate stability and improved food supply during the harvest season, the committee warned that escalating geopolitical tensions, particularly in the Middle East, remain a major risk for the outlook. This reaffirmed the CBN's commitment to maintaining price and financial system stability and announced that its next meeting is scheduled for September 21st and 22nd, 2026.
The achievement of overall macroeconomic objectives.